Whew, yeah, Dad's air conditioner pump wasn't working, so I had to go next door and change out the pump. And then I brought in the little other air conditioner since the pump wasn't working, but we changed it out and it worked. So, because Earl can't read on and off switches on the pump down below. I probably wear my glasses. Yeah, I should probably wear my reading glasses when I do that. But now that I know that it's on the other side, I know where it's at always, so I'll know where to press it. And then brought the other air conditioner in from the shed and put it in his bedroom, and then put the other one across the dining room area, so it's even cooler in there and even more comfortable. So it'd be more comfortable for him to sit out front and to sleep. So that's Linda and Jerry have a good electrician who's supposed to come tomorrow and help fix the big air conditioner. Because everybody knows that economics trumps the Lord's Prayer. If you're a dumbass and want to vote for president, right? Just because you write something down doesn't make it so. And just because you believe in it doesn't mean it can manifest itself into reality, right? And oh boy, and it's okay to, I know when you read the stories and you look at the lineage and you look at the genetics, like Job is the one that's most like David and Jesus. And so when you tell everybody I'm like David and I'm like Job, they're okay with that. But if you say you're like Jesus, they'll say, no, Jesus is God. That's the people that are trained by the Vatican to accept a magical fairy tale instead of a real, living, eternal Father that gives us the perfect faith to save ourselves from our egotistical magical fairy tale. So you can tell people, I'm like Job, and that Jesus' commands are perfect, and once we live Jesus' commands, and you have somebody like Job that won't waver, then they'll somewhat believe it. But if you tell them, yeah, I'm like Jesus, they'll say, oh no, Jesus is God, you're being an egomaniac. And so, but when you tell them Jesus is perfect and I'm like Job and I stood by the faith of Jesus because Jesus is God, then they believe it, and it's more palatable to them. And it's not lying, it's just giving them the truth and something they can digest mentally and emotionally and psychologically because of their eternal abuse at the hands of corporations. And so it's frustrating. It's frustrating, but if you can't get people to ingest the truth and reject their lie, just give them the truth the best you can. It's like with spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. So that's what you do. I went over next door and had a cup full of aloe vera with a little bit of apple juice in it, and then I cleaned up and washed up and scrubbed up the carrots and the celery, and had a handful of carrots and celery, just to get something in the body to not feel so depleted. And that'll do, pig. That's enough food for me today. This is about 4 slices of carrot and about 4 or 5 slices, about 6 slices of celery and about 4 or 5 slices of carrot, and that'll do. That's enough food for me today. I'm full. That was my when you're feeling this bad, that was my meal for the day. But you got to get something in there to help when you're eating something like that and it gets in the digestive system, that puts something in the digestive system that helps things just get out. And it'll help the digestive system work and put stuff in it that says, okay, let's move the bowels and let's move, to the south exit. Everybody to the south exit, and we'll get it out. And the aloe vera really helps with that too. And I'd forgotten about it for a while. And we had it, and me and Dad talked about it the other day, and I still forgot about it because I was just feeling just under the weather and miserable because I'm surrounded by pathetic people, and everything's always it's like, I swear, it's like that damn stupid movie, The Martian. One of the dumbest fucking movies you ever saw in your life. And that's what Las Cruces is like. And I've been living here since, I had to move the kids over here in February 2011. And they've been this shitty ever since. And it's July 2026. Yeah. Wait a minute. 2011, February 2011. Son of a bitch. That's over 15 years. And then everybody, well, you didn't have it as bad as Joseph. He was in prison for 10 years. Yeah, but he ran the prison and the people treated him with dignity and respect. They just had to keep it on the down low because of all the assholes on the outside that thought they were in charge. Now we have a surveillance of piece of equipment up everybody's ass around the corner, so I can't run the prison of Las Cruces on the down low without the assholes coming and trying to undermine me and fuck it up like Muhammad told me. You can't predict anything. You can't do anything. They're undermine you at every turn. But as far as explaining the truth, they know with scientific evidence. They know that. Okay. Big trained Carl McGraw, run 20, 24-hour marathon, dumbass motherfuckers scared shitless of me. They have to have her. It's like Maximus with Comicus on your goofy ass Gladiator movie. Right? Seriously, and you feel like you're gonna win the way I am now. Okay, you had to have your pervert, child molesting, mind raping, home invading scientist use linguistics from all your bureaucrats to poison me, to say, okay, now I'll take him on. I'm the best Carl McGraw marathon winner in the history of Navy SEAL, Airborne Ranger, what are you, more combat Carls in the U.S. Air Force history? You're like, fuck, what a bunch of little pathetic assholes. Where in your Bible, with your Jesus gods, does Jesus say, fight like hell? And whoever wins and gets to manipulate everybody with the money gets to live in the kingdom of heaven. Where does he say that, you rotten little bomb-dropping, spying, child-molesting perverts? Where does he say that? Forgive debt and trespass, love one and eternal peace. What's so hard about that? How can you worship your God if you're not capable of obeying him? Oh, fuck you. Seriously. All right. I really don't think we're going to get a Messiah out of your seed. Why not? He acts just like your dad. I get that. I understand that. You know, you get these guys join the Air Force, want to drop bombs on people and think they're heroes, and they can produce the... My dad thought about it, and he supports it because he's afraid they're going to kill his kid. And his kid is God, but he doesn't think his kid is God. He thinks that the cartoon character in his imagination is God, and his kid has lost his mind when he thinks he's like the cartoon character in his imagination. I said, I don't. That's why I haven't lost my mind. Well, Jesus isn't God. Jesus is the Messiah. Okay, what? Yeah. It's hard to explain to people. I love my dad, And they'll abuse him and abuse him and abuse him, and he can really be an ass. It's like, I know, when you abuse people with manipulation and they react to your abuse, they can really be asses. It was real hard being around Peggy. And I love Peggy, and I was vehemently attracted to Peggy. And I wanted to have an emotional sexual relationship, but I couldn't. Because she's terrible with money. And I don't have any money, and they won't let me have any money. Okay, so how are you going to have an affectionate, romantic, intimate relationship with a woman who's terrible with money when you don't have any money? Now, Tony, he worked at Homeland Security, made $80,000 a year. So he can fuck her, and she can get fucked by him. And the guy that she had sex with in Picacho Hills, he has money, and he's a government employee, and she only has sex with cops and Homeland Security type people because they have money and they can fuck her, and she can be fucked by them. And I'm like, wow, this is great. Yeah. And that fucker called her when she was sitting here resting in my place in a bed where she could have a good night's sleep because it was quiet and the air was fresh and clean because I keep it clean with the way I keep the Roundup under control and stuff. He fucking calls, are you okay? No. She's okay. The man here isn't going and using his credit card to go have virtual sex with the prostitutes and warriors before he goes and actually physically decides he wants to fuck them. Okay, Tony? Get your Homeland Security ass out of here. It's pretty annoying. Okay. It's really annoying. And you guys all sit and watch it and go, hey, walk up and say, hey, thank that guy over there in that uniform for your freedom there. Yeah, your freedom. They give all so we can be free. All $80,000 to the brothels in Juarez so you can be free to make as much money as you want to fuck little girls that are migrating here because of a bad economic activity of the CIA to keep their jobs. Yeah, it's a pretty bad place. It's different than in Joseph's time. As far as the prison inmates, there's nice people. There's lots of friendly people, showing me where to go. And I never want to lose their inspiration. No, that's the Little River Band. I'm the light in the way. Not unto the faith of the eternal, faithful, perfect Father, except unto me, the line of Job and Jonah, and, And so, yeah. So, no, we ain't playing this game no more. People have to understand, when someone goes into the bowels of hell, is born into the dragon where they threaten to throw everybody up with nuclear weapons, when they manipulate past that to where it's the Wi-Fi out of Huachuca, and then they send me to Huachuca and I clean up that shit. Then they send me back here. See, these people they're large and in charge with the nuclear weapons that they probably had to decommission years ago because they're on a fault line, and if they went off, that would be catastrophic for any life on planet Earth. So yeah, I would imagine so, and I imagine that the other countries know about it, and I would not assume all math mandates that, they weren't blowing up nuclear resources in Iran. They were blowing up quantum computers in data centers, okay, that the Chinese had strategically placed there. So they got the quantum computers and moved them and took them back into China because they couldn't keep them there. And the U.S., I'm sure there's places where China has made movements to take out or whatever data centers that the U.S. had in places, and they're, like say maybe they moved on Taiwan or someplace like that. And so it's just, dumbasses and dumbasses beget more dumbasses. Like I told us, strong men beget strong men and assholes beget assholes. What kind of kids do you want to raise? And if you believe money's real and you'll fight to fuck over it, then you're an asshole, and that's what you're going to raise your kids to be. If you believe in the commands of Jesus Christ and you understand them perfectly, then you'll be a strong man that raises strong men. And the assholes will torture the shit out of your children, and you feel bad about it because you're like, why did I raise my kids to try their best to be strong and not be assholes? And then be tortured by assholes and then say, Dad, I would have killed you if you had stayed with Mom. You say that because you're being trained by assholes to act like them, son. But no. If Amy had had the courage to stay with me, we'd probably still be in Cochise County. And we'd be living the Lord's Prayer globally by now. And Noah would be like, this is my dad. That's my dad. It's my dad. My dad. What if genetically he's not? It doesn't matter. The biological didn't bother. Same with Natty with Kelly Jack Green. And Katie with Oscar. And Crumb with whoever that pile of shit was. It's okay. You don't have to be that rapist at the Job Corps that took advantage of your sweetheart little mother. You can sit there and say, fuck it. I'm not going to fuck Mom the way you did. I'm going to be a human being that's better than the fucker that takes advantage of naive sweethearts that just want to be loved. You can tell yourself that, and you can do it. Life's eternal and grace is infinite, and there is free will. No matter what those people that program people like they're programming a video game, they get some dumbass to walk into a smoke shop in Phoenix and kill a gorgeous, beautiful, brave woman because she stands up for someone beautiful and says, I don't care. He's just trying to help people. I'll help him any way I can. And as soon as they said that, boom, kill her. Now everybody, don't try to help him any way you can. You could end up getting killed, or you could end up like Dr. Salazar and have people in Arizona die the week that happens. And she's not there to help me with the problems I'm having with the school district and the psychology office and the kids. Okay, I know how perverts don't work. I know how perverts maneuver. Okay, work? They don't work. Oh gosh, no. That ain't working. That's the way you do it. Play your guitar in the MTV, money for nothing and chicks for free. They're stupid. Okay, there's nothing. They torture other people to go out in the fields and work. They poison them with their pesticides and all that stuff. And then the food they give you, weakens your immune system. They suck. It's just decreasing the surplus population, Ebenezer Scrooge. And they don't care about Tiny Tim. Because Tiny Tim is weak. Because Tiny Tim believes in Jesus. And Jesus is weak. And Jesus is a sucker. And you'll never get everybody to agree to live the Lord's Prayer. That's true. But when you have the Lord's Prayer as a standard, it diminishes the capacity for home invasion through servers, through perverts. And that's the important thing. And when you have servers, when you have systems and they're standalone, but they have a linkage, but without access of invasion to the server saying, hey, you owe me money, I'll shut you off. It's just the way it's all wired. Like I was telling Dad about it today, and I thought about it when I was looking at the stuff, and all these bullshit boxables and houses that they're making us live in thermoses instead of building us an Adobe home built to last and have the electrical wiring put in places where it can be changed out. It's insulated, like they used to do in the old days. The electrical wiring went along the wall instead of inside the wall. You take it inside the wall, you got to take out the whole thing of where it has it along the wall. You can pull out the line or tree fix the line, and you have little plug-ins with surge protectors and pop things and stuff. So they're doing, and so it should be so easy. If you have a thing, just go pop, pop, pop. Turn off the main power, pop, 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 and you're back up and running. Okay, and it should be built to last, and then have good supplies of them. If something has a tendency to go bad because of the shelf life of it. You have more of them, you have them in storage, and they're ready when people need them. If it's something that's necessary, you'll use it a lot less when you have an adobe house built to last, basements, refrigeration underneath, all the stuff that, and evaporative cooling, because you no longer need refrigerated cooling because you have a adobe house in the Southwest with a water-cooled system. And even when it gets really hot, it's really cool inside the thing, and bringing in some water-cooled air with good ventilation is going to make it even more comfortable and more cooled, and it's more healthy, and it's putting water back into the atmosphere instead of chemicals that make the people sick, but at least they're comfortable while they're dying, or they think they're comfortably numb. Yeah, dark side of the moon. Money, boom, boo, do. Do you see what I'm saying? It's just another brick in the wall. Yeah, hey, teachers, leave them kids alone. I liked Pink Floyd when I was growing up, yeah. I liked Brick in the Wall. I liked The Wall, and Money was one of my favorites. And Comfortably Numb, yeah, it's a little more cynical, but it's, yeah. Pink Floyd, yeah, my sister was into them. But Linda, yeah. Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, who else was she into? Ones I wasn't into that she was into was Uriah Heep. And, was it the Ozark Mallard and Daredevils? Which ones were the ones with Jim Dandy to the rescue? I can't remember. Hey, Jim Dandy. Do the Jim Dandy. No, you'll hurt your neck, just like when we did, Bohemian and did during the talent show at Latch. Yeah, no, your neck. You're walking around going, hey, how's it going? That was fun, huh? Yeah, okay. No, it wasn't. It fucking hurts. Jim Dandy. The reason why Jim Dandy's able to do that is because he's drunk, high, or stoned, and he doesn't, when you're not, it's like, guy, hurt myself? Hey, how's it going? All right, so did the Jim Dandy too much yesterday? Yes, I did. That's why it's never emulate drunk or stoned people and think it's fun, because it's not. It's just trying to have fun while we're being abused and hide from the abuse. That's not fun. But I know that's why kids do it. I know that's why they drink and party and get high. And then lose all sense of reason and fuck. Because sex is fun, but it's not as much fun when you're drunk or you're high. No. Okay. It is way much fun when you're sober and you know who you're having sex with, and you're like, how I've waited for this moment to be by your side. Best friend, to be with the one that, you're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. You'd be like heaven to touch. Want to hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived. And I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. Pardon the way that I stare. There's nothing else to compare. The sight of you leaves me weak. There are no words left to speak. So if you feel like I feel, please let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. Yeah, it's a good tune. Yeah, I wonder how Johnny Hartman would have sang it. Okay. But, I heard Nancy Wilson sing it, in her older years. She's still really good. It was good. But I was just like, no, I'm just not in the mood. I like her studio stuff a little better. And it's better than a lot of her live stuff. It's better studio. Studio, they sit there, they take their time, they hit everything just right, they polish everything just right. And everybody, it's better when it's live. You're full of shit. You're just saying that to get people to go to concerts because you want to get it to do that if you sing too. Or you're just buying into their bullshit because you want to feed their ego with more money. It's not better when it's live. That's complete bullshit. Okay. No. Marvin Gaye did his own background vocals for what's going on, and it was much better studio than it was live. Okay, that's the truth. Okay. Luther Vandross did his own background vocals on Take My Hand, Reach Out and Take My Hand, and it was much better studio than live. Because studio is him singing, but they perfect it and put on all the right da-da-da-da. It's better than live. Yes, it is. Don't say it's not, because it isn't. That's what got Nancy Wilson all upset. That's auto-tone. That's this, that. They sound better than they can actually replicate it on stage. And the thing about it was the studio version with Nancy Wilson was better than the actual live version because it may have taken a little bit more time in 2 or 3 takes, but it was better than anything she could ever replicate live because it was your top dribble, your top jump shot, your top dunk, your top dunk, film that. It's like the studio version of your song is your tape you send out to get a scholarship to play sports. You get all your best plays. And you get you right at your apex. There I'm at my top leap. That's with my one-handed interception. Do you see what I'm saying, man? Okay, so, man, I'm tired. It's annoying. Very much so. Okay, so, I need sleep. Lots and lots of sleep. I slept, but I was a little sore. But I expected to be, because it's been a while. I slept for like 10 hours, and my hips were a little sore, but I expected them to somewhat be. Because, when I have to crash because I've been deprived, there's always a give and take. One day I'll have a really, really good mattress with a good mattress pad. I don't have the money to buy that really nice mattress pad to put on top of it so I sleep even better. So we don't have that. So I'll have to do with the cheap ones you can buy at Wally World until for the time being. And I know I'm sorry. You're a turd bag. I know you're a turd bag. Let's just we're not at an impasse. Let's just come to terms with that, and we'll leave most of the fixing of the technology so we can use the technology to stop us from turd bagging to me. Okay, we'll just come to terms with that's what's going to happen. Okay. I'm doing it right now. Guys, everything that was necessary for the fulfillment of the gospels of the rabbinic religion, of Christian religion, was fulfilled by me above and beyond the call of duty, beyond any reasonable doubts, by January 22nd, 2013. Okay, it's July 5th, 2026. Okay? So that means anything I've done after we got sold out by the people that gave us, Barry Obama, the best brown president that ever was brown president. Okay, the only good president is an ex-president, because we're living the Lord's Prayer and we don't elect presidents because money's not real, but life is. And so, do you see what I'm saying? So, just walk away. I ain't doing this no more. We ain't doing. Just be Arlene with Arnold Joseph. We ain't doing this no more. And then Victor won't be smashing the beer bottles on the tailgate of your pickup truck. Yeah, and then have to drive it all the way back to Coeur d'Alene with your ashes to throw them off the falls in Spokane. Yeah. So you can spend your last days with Arlene saying, you know what, baby girl, if the man is the head of the house, then I'm going to listen to that neck, and we ain't drinking booze no more because I'm not going to destroy my son's life with alcohol because I did. Right. Because the alcohol affects the kids horribly, even if they don't become an alcoholic. Makes them angry, frustrated, mad, and it affects them. The brain activity of the parent affects the brain activity of the child. Okay? So when you drink alcohol to hide from reality, it affects your child's capacity to deal with reality. When you smoke marijuana to hide from reality, it affects your child's capacity to deal with reality. Mr. Chong, it's the Federal Bureau of Dumbasses of Investigation. Do you have any marijuana in the house? I'm Tommy Chong. I have marijuana in every room of the house. And your kid? He used to do gigs with Santa Claus in Pittsburgh, man. Right? You got a song that's a protest tune? Yeah, beaners, right? Maui wowie, dog, Maui wowie. If you rely on something to alter your state of consciousness to survive your state of being, you're not going to have a good state of being. So there won't be necessary to alter your state of consciousness to survive your state of being. Heaven and hell are states of being. There's a reason why early bird's a messiah. Yeah, and how I can go to the hospital with drug and alcohol poisoning and still kick the shit out of all the Rhodes Scholars across the world. I laugh when I go back and look at the old videos and my linguistics is off. You got to love God, because I'm trying to reach out to the poor people to help them stand up to help us save ourselves from the wealthy and their scientists. And they still didn't show up. And now it's like, now my linguistics is spot on. I'm detoxing from all your chemical poisoning because of your egotistical philanthropy replacing me as the Messiah. And it's like, and they still don't show up. It's like, serious? So when the man comes, there will be no doom, one song, and pity on those whose chances go thinner. There ain't no hiding place from the truth of creation. And that was pretty much established as a religious, I was the religious validity of me and Haile Selassie and David and John and Jesus and who is it? Elijah, he did, chant, chant. Spartak and David, chant, chant, was already established during the Obama administration, right at the beginning, right after his inauguration to the second stint in office. And you all betrayed me for a guy who wears designer clothes and tries to get busy with super divas in the Lincoln bedroom, while his wife says, well, I'm stepping out. I'm on a boogie tonight, dancing and singing. I love Duke basketball, right? That's what Rockefeller told me. If I'm gossiping, then it was David Rockefeller, because he told me. I'm like, what? Well, I would have done that too. If he was out screwing around, I would have said, wow, this guy's cute. He's really charming. And he's empathetic. I'd have gone for it too if I was her, because none of them are the Messiah, right? And because the physical temptation of virtual presence and manipulation of what I deserve from women and what I wasn't getting from women. And they're like, he was a pervert because he wanted the protection of a young woman who wanted to protect me from the sexual abuse of their business partners, of her own mother. Yeah, I had to explain that to Amy. It's like, no, I didn't know. Amy, you can see but not feel the really fun sexual experiences I had with Patrick's mom and how attracted you were to her. And you think, wow, we would have had really fun if you would listen to me and we all had sex together and worked economically together. It wouldn't have worked. You really think that the Mormon mob and the Vatican and the religious psychopaths in the Pentagon would have allowed us to live a life where 3 of us are all living together, 2 are working, the other's watching the kids, and there'd be no drama with you and Stephanie and me trying to hold it all together with patience and love? You really think we could have pulled that off with all those outside forces trying to rip it apart from the outside in and the inside out? No. Okay. We would have had some enjoyable sex. Okay? And the kids would have been like, wow, our dad and our 2 moms. And mom are having just as much sex together when dad's at work as when dad has sex with mom and mom, or just mom. Which mom? Whatever mom is home. Okay? And they were trying to set that up. It's not disgusting. It's King David. It's Joseph Smith. It's Brigham Young. Okay, it's not disgusting when a man has to protect women from perverts that try to declare themselves God and try to breed other people off the face of the planet with their egos. It's not disgusting. It's good people survive. It's Lot. The only pervert is a person who pays taxes to invade his privacy, study him like he's a science project, and then declares their ego God over his truthful, faithful living. Yeah. Okay. There's the slip slides rigged and ready. Hey, what's your name, Graham? Billy Graham's left testicle? Franklin, was that your name? You named after a $100 bill? Okay. You're an asshole. Your family was one of the main, it said, was what they told me that was one of the main benefactors to incarcerate me. The money behind the manipulation to get me incarcerated that day. Okay. And it was all bullshit. And the local liberal judge said it was bullshit. And it cost my brother-in-law and my sister $200. And I didn't pay them back. No, because it was their fucking governor and Lawrence's best friend that incarcerated me to try to teach me a lesson, because I was a pervert with my relationship that I was dealing with my wife and her daughter. And it's all because of the science projects of those perverts. And I was telling everybody online, here's what's happening, it needs to stop. And he's just a pervert. Oh, seriously? Seriously? Okay. God, you guys are such assholes. They are. Everybody and their mother knows it. Got carrot in my teeth like my mother. Did I got any food in my teeth? Yes, you do, Dad. I mean, Earl. But so, yeah, no. Yeah, I sit and watch that little, the airport analogy video. And she's so cute. She's so cute. She's so cute. She's so cute. It's cute when they try their best and they're stuck in Patty Hurstville and they're still trying their best to be this little sweetheart that loves Jesus. She loves Jesus, and she's a good girl. She loves her mama, loves Jesus, And free falling? No, it's a lot like Kelly said, I thought my family was fucked up, but the military, Palo Verde, Seawolf family is way more fucked up than the biker family. Trust me. Okay. Hallelujah, brother. Even Thor, the god of thunder, concurs. Yeah. Yeah, the church lady, Episcopal. He paid like $100,000 or something to become an Episcopal priest. Yeah, seriously. No, it was ridiculous amounts of money that he goes to school where they teach you to study the Bible the right way and become an Episcopal priest. I was like, that's insane to do to people. Okay, how much money did Jesus charge the disciples to correct the Gospels of the Sadducees and the Pharisees? None money, Earl, because money's not real, but the Gospels are. But $100,000 later, I can explain the Bible better than any macaroon with a lot of money can explain the Bible. Wow. Okay, these mastodons are going to take over the world. What about the saber-toothed tigers? The saber-toothed tigers look like a big threat to the mastodons there. And it could be. Damn you, Dennis Leary and J-Lo. J-Lo, if, I'm in the only thing I'm in a hurry to do is use this technology to spread the applied physics of the Lord's Prayer. Okay. I'm not in a hurry to get in shape to have sex with anybody. Once we live the Lord's Prayer, everything will be natural and in its place, and then everything will take care of itself. So I don't sit there and think, well, I got to be like I was before when they were brain fucking me and I had all the crap in my body, back during the 2013s, the 2016, 17, 18, 22, so forth. So I don't think like that at all. There's no pressure on me at all. I'm the most gorgeous man that people have public access to alive. Okay. So when I see women on TV advertising stuff for money to be a sex icon, and I see women and children crying because Brazil lost a soccer game and a bunch of millionaires lost, more endorsement deals, and the billionaires in Brazil have less endorsement deals and things they get, so I'm like, well, so let the Vikings. They're Vikings. What do you know that? Hey, is that Olaf? No, it's Lyle, the friendly Viking. What do you know? The terrors of the sea. Here, knit some potholders and you're funny. I know. But so it's been horrible, but this is what I'm doing is working because it's right, and the faithful come through here. That's why I have these conversations with Tetsuro Suzuki, because they already happened, and he helps me through. And it's not a constant thing; it's when needed. They're alive and they have lives, okay, and Jesus is a human being that's not on your every beck and call to make sure you win the perfect lottery numbers and have sex with the perfect mindless bimbo with the mindless asshole who's I'm a lady killer. Yeah. Oh my God, he's such a lady killer, telling me that women are superior to men. Okay, do you understand? That was a very dumb song. Dumb song. Yeah, that soundtrack on 2006. I do like Train in Vain. I did like Teenage FBI. Yeah, that was a cute song. What else? I do like Me, Myself, and I by De La Soul. It's not bad. It's just not the best soundtrack. Well, there's no Marvin Gaye. It's football, and it's college football. Yeah. That's one of the things Madden when they had Sam Spence on there. It's like, yeah, Sam Spence is cool. Definitely. Everybody likes Sam Spence. If you don't like Sam Spence, head crackers, the sweets with the... Really? You don't like Sam Spence? Where's your flair for the dramatic? Where's your mixing in jazz fusion with... Oh, come on now. What the... Pony Soldiers? No? Rambling Man from Gambling? Roundup? Bun-up. Seriously? The bride would like a couple of Miller Lights and some of those deviled eggs. Seriously. Okay, guys. I love you very much. We'll talk later. Okay, hang in there. Okay? If you can't be a good person, the Messiah's taking care of it for you. If you can be a good person, you're helping the Messiah take care of it for us all. Okay, guys? So do your best to be a good person. If you can't, resort to magical thinking, and the technology will make sure that you are mischief managed, and you solemnly swear you're up to no good. Okay, guys? I love you very much. Peace out.